Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be making chili in the crock pot. It's actually super easy and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. The cool thing about making chili is you can actually work with what you got. So today I'm going to be putting in 3 cans of kidney beans, 1 can of tomato sauce, possibly more, I may add another one, and 4 cans of the diced tomatoes with green chilies. And I'm going to be putting 3 bell peppers and an onion. And you can add more or less just depending on the taste that you want for your chili or how you like it. I kind of forgot to mention that you're supposed to add ground beef to this, so just depending on how you want it, how thick you want it, how much meat you want in it, add that much meat to the desired taste. And I'm going to be using a pound of 8119 ground beef. And yes, I am still in my night clothes because I have an appointment to go to, so I'm not going to get ready until after this video. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put that on about medium, brown that nicely, but we're going to come over here and we're going to start chopping all of our items. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and plug in the crock pot so it can start heating up and put in the tomato sauce. And typically you'll want to add, if you add this can of tomato sauce, you'll want to put about a half can of water after you put this in. So fill this halfway and then dump that in. So now I'm going to wash the peppers. Then you want to grab a strainer and open all your beans and pour them in and rinse them. Also, make sure you rinse and recycle your cans. Then go ahead and dump them in and move on to the next one. Now that you have all of your cans open of the tomatoes, do not drain them. Pour them directly into the chili. The crock pot is filling up rather quickly and I still haven't added the meat. The meat is almost done over here. Then you can drain the grease from that. Make sure you get all the grease off that you can. And then you put that into the chili too. And then we will add our last few touches along with the chili powder. Now we're going to go ahead and drain the ground beef. So one of the things that I've been doing is I take 2 paper towels, I fold it into 4s, and I use that to push down on the meat, and I feel like it gets more of the grease out because I don't want that in our food. And then you go ahead and dump the meat into the chili. Now we need to add chili powder. Doesn't really matter what brand you have, just as long as you have chili powder. So at this point, if you haven't already, you want to go ahead and mix the chili. This is a very thick chili, and like I said, you can work with the recipe and kind of do it how you want. Make it thicker, thinner, more of something, less of something. It is completely up to you. This is a recipe that can be played with and you can do many different things with it. So yeah, this is definitely a thick chili. But one thing to keep in mind is once it starts cooking, the water from the peppers and the onions, because those are fresh, it does create more liquid. So only thing that we will be adding now is seasonings. So this is about how full it is. We have a little bit of room so that when the water comes out of the peppers and onions, it will not overflow, because I have had that happen where I fill it too full. No. Don't make that mistake. So now we're going to add the chili powder. Typically what I do, I just go over top of it and coat the entire top. You don't want to put too much, but you also don't want to not put enough, because then it's not going to taste right. So go ahead and mix that in so it can season everything in the crock pot. And this is something you're going to want to cook for 6 to 8 hours. And actually, the longer you cook it, the better it's going to taste. So this is something that you can make, just throw in the crock pot, and then go about your day, and then when you're ready to eat, it'll be there, done, and ready to go. But this is definitely a thick chili. It looks so delicious. Typically, I add jalapenos to this, but I am trying to cut back on my spicy foods, so I don't think I'm going to add it. I hate in canned tomatoes when you find little, like, core pieces. I always pick them out. They bug me. The next thing you're going to want to add is sugar. And the reason for that is it's going to help with the acidity of the tomatoes. And you're going to want to add a pinch of sugar. And I'm going to show you what I mean by a pinch. Just grab a little bit with your fingers. Maybe not even that much. Just like that right there. And just kind of sprinkle it on top. Not a whole lot. Just a little pinch. Last but not least, final ingredient, which I consider to be one of the most important ingredients to chili, is ground cinnamon. Doesn't matter the brand. This is just a cheap off Kroger brand. Now with the cinnamon, very little. Like, do you see the little tiny bit that's in that lid? That is it. Just a little tiny pinch of cinnamon, and it will add very good flavor to your chili. And the reason being that you've seen me put the cinnamon into the lid instead of pouring it directly is because you don't want to add too much. You don't want to overtake the flavor of everything else with the cinnamon. This is more like an accent flavor, I would say. Just something, it just adds a little something. Next time you make chili, even if you don't use this recipe, try the pinch of cinnamon. It is to die for, and you would be surprised at how much it changes and how much better it makes the chili taste. So now we're just going to stir this up. We're going to put the lid on it, and then we're just going to let it sit, and it's done. All you have to do is let it cook. All right, the lid is on, and we will be back in a few hours to check on it and see how it's doing. This is what the chili looks like when it's done. Absolutely delicious. Top it with some shredded cheddar cheese and crackers, and it is absolutely just amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm about to sit down and eat my chili. It smells absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks guys.